Nintendo has finally revealed the release date and price for the Nintendo 3DS. It will cost around $250 and you can already pre-order it at GameStop and other gaming sites for $50.
Microsoft's Kinect is a success and has come out with flying colors. Actually, they were expecting to only sell about 5 million of these units before the end of 2010, and actually has sold more of 8 million units of the Xbox 360 peripheral.
All aboard the hype train! Retail copies for Marvel vs. Capcom 3 have arrived at Capcom offices, and no, you cannot have one until February 15th.
Okay, we all love to sing Genesis, but here it is. A version of the Genesis game of Virtua Fighter 2 has been released for the iPhone and the iPhone Touch. Now, this game only worth $2, but why this game? Why the Genesis version?
The PC version of Final Fantasy XIV has turned out to be a humiliating disaster, forcing Square Enix to delay the PS3 version of the game until further notice.
And we still have more bad news from Square Enix. It is said that the game Deus Ex Human Revolution has been delayed even further into the future, this time 2012.
The same fighting engine that made Marvel superheroes so great was in this game. We're going to have fast action, we're going to have the air combos, and the insane super moves. But for the first time, Capcom was going to introduce us to a new concept, and it was the real tag team battle. The game was released on the PlayStation and the Sega Saturn as well. On North America, we only have available the PlayStation version, but the PlayStation version actually suffered the same disease from X-Men and Marvel superheroes. Slowdowns were awful. Didn't actually help you to do the combos because all those damn slowdowns. But the biggest problem with that version was that the game was too massive for the PlayStation to handle, which means that you cannot have the tag team battle mode. The system could not process 4 sprites of 4 different characters at the same time. So instead of having a tag team battle mode, you're going to have the normal Street Fighter 2 one-player battle mode, which means that you will choose 2 characters, but you're only going to fight with one. The second character will actually come out as a helper, and the game will translate it to the 2 out of 3 rounds fighting game. Now, the Sega Saturn, on the other hand, was a better version, and the system actually could not handle the game as well. It needed help from the 4 megabyte RAM card from Capcom. But by doing so, the card actually will increase the memory of the system, allowing the Sega Saturn to have the full version of the game. You actually have the battle mode with tag team of functions just like in the arcades.
Are you ready, true believers? Capcom and Marvel have joined forces once again to bring you Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter!
In 1997, Capcom released Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, an enhanced version of the first game. It's virtually the same game, the same stages, the same music, but with some minor changes. Like some stages we actually see it during the day on X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Now you actually see it on the night on Marvel Superhero vs. Street Fighter. Changes actually include the roster. Now this time it wasn't that balanced as X-Men vs. Street Fighter. There were actually the Capcom side of the game had more characters that were like Ryu and Ken. You actually have Ryu, you have Ken, you have Kuma, you have Dan, you have Sakura, who were too many characters that were Hadouken users.
You're up there. You're up.
The game was also released on the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation as well, but in the US, just like X-Men vs Street Fighter, was only available on the PlayStation. Now, this game actually suffered the same fate as the X-Men vs Street Fighter game. No tag team. But the PlayStation version has some enhancements that actually made the game better than X-Men vs Street Fighter. In instance, the speed. The slowdowns actually were there, but there were not as many as X-Men vs Street Fighter. The speed was increased. You can actually play better in this version of the game than X-Men vs Street Fighter. Now, the Saturn version, as well as the X-Men vs Street Fighter, used the Capcom 4MB RAM card, giving you the ability to play the full game on the Sega Saturn. It also includes Norimaru, another character, a very famous Japanese character that I'm not going to explain right now.
Mega awesome.
Get Mega this March. Mega Man 10 does not include actual lasers.
With new attacks, new super combos, killer graphics, and even deadlier characters. Just about everyone's getting into Street Fighter Alpha. Bring it home.
Hey! Do you really have to watch the rest of this stupid movie to see how it's gonna end? Here, take control.
Those aliens are masters of disguise.
Got the firepower, use it!
Not your typical video game, huh?
You call that shooting?
Better pay attention. Those aliens can look like anybody. Your brother, sister, anybody.
Hungry?
Ground Zero, Texas, only on Sega CD.
What's it like to play the Nintendo Entertainment System? Nintendo Deluxe set comes as shown with 2 game packs. Other games sold separately. Now you're playing with power.
Son, life isn't all about money. Nah, family, health, happiness, those are the important things. I guess what I'm really trying to say is, how much will it cost to keep this from your mother?
$49.99. That's all you need for these super cool Nintendo 64 games. All bestsellers and all players' choice. Hey, at these prices, maybe you can get 2.
Grandpa?
Let's go!
collectibles, and I want to show you these Street Fighter figurines that I actually won on Timeout on the arcades. That you got tickets and you got to exchange them for really cool prices. Well, I decided to get these Street Fighter figurines, and from Street Fighter 2 we have Ryu, we have Ken, of course, Dalsim, gotta love him, E Honda, the Red Cyclone himself, Zangief, Blanca, little beast, our favorite American Guile, American hero, and my favorite, Chun-Li. And from Street Fighter 3, we have Ryu doing a Shoryuken. Yeah, as you can see. Sean doing a really gay pose. Sorry. Alex stretching his leg out. We also have Dudley, gentleman boxer. Ah, cute. That's nice having. Oro. And we have Ibuki, one of my favorite ninjas. Ken doing a Tatsumaki Senpukiaku. I love Senpukiaku. Elena. Necro. And June. And I'm actually missing Yang. I don't know where he is. He's the. Oh,
Here,
that's
guys,
all.
this